Hello guys, welcome to another session. Welcome to this video. This video is going to be about the 5 best touch impressions that I've received over the last 20 or so RV sessions that I've done. I've picked out five touch examples or impressions from my sessions to share with you, and on that note, let's kick it off. Alright, now first up we've got 061122. The reason this is the honeybees. This is the honeybees target. I'm looking at the honeybees here, and I can see we've got the beekeepers, we've got the beekeeper with the hive, the bees, the panels, and the creation of honey. So along with these pictures, let's kick into the session. So in this first session, these touch impressions were pretty good, I thought. The first one, solid structures felt around my feet area. So I've drawn boxes around my feet as I can feel them. They're blocky, dense and heavy. As you can see by our little photos here, we've got blocky, dense and heavy objects in our pictures, and they all seem to be by foot level. Touch 2, cool temp all over, hot temp lower mid-back. Feels like hot air coming out our mouth from hotspot. So I've drawn a picture here of my body, and I can feel something hot in my lower back, and I can feel the heat rising. In this spot here, I've got the heat coming up my body and coming out my mouth. So warm breath. I can feel it coming out of my mouth. I can feel it trailing and coming out. Now, if we look at the picture, this guy's holding that little tin can. I believe I'm that tin can. Like if I were to draw the tin can around this and the spout, that's exactly what I think it is. Touch 3. We've got all over body, words, blocky, heavy, flat surface, blocks, dense, structure, rough surface of blocks, sandy, gritty, like. So if we're looking at all over body, blocky, so I'm thinking that it's the hive itself. The reason I go to this picture with the bees is the rough surface of blades. So I believe I was feeling, the rough surface that I was feeling on these panels were actually the bees, maybe. Most likely the bees. I really can't tell. But when I was feeling those blocks, they felt rough. They were real rough. So is there another touch 4? No, there's no touch 4. So as far as our beehive targets, I think the touch portion of this session really got to the piece of this one here, where I could feel the blockiness around my feet, and the tool in which this person's using, the smoker, calming the bees. I believe touch 2 was of the smoker, and touch 3 is just general descriptions of the hives themselves, and the sandpapery or the gritty or sandy like rough descriptions given on this one. So yeah, that is touch for honeybees. So we've got 061129 beach volleyball. Let me go to that. So in the pictures which I'm bringing up now, we've got the ladies, we've got the net, we've got the ball, we've got her sort of flying. We've got the ladies diving for the ball. They're in their bikinis. They've got the hats on. There's some crowds. There's a whole crowd behind them. They're doing some dancing somewhere in Cincinnati. All right. So on that note, let's kick into the session. Now, in the session, what have we got in touch? So as far as touch 1 goes, we've got tight feet, tight hands, and arms. Now, I can only see these tight things around their hands, which might be, some of them have tight things around their hands, some of them don't. So it could be that these things are the watches or something that are around the hands. The feet, I'm not entirely sure. There could be shoes being worn. There doesn't seem to be shoes being worn while playing, and that's okay. Other people are wearing shoes, jandals, sort of sandy stuff. That's fine too. Tight around head. So I'm thinking body wrapped up like. I don't know if the body's wrapped up like. I don't know what they can map to, but definitely tight around the head could be the hats or the glasses. It's the first impression off the block, so not bad. For me, it's okay. I can feel the garments, the accessories on my body. Touch 2. What we've got is a barrier-like, goosebumps, energetic, moving and tingly. So this is me in my sitting position, in my legs. What I could feel was this big wall, or this thin bit of wall that was cutting me off from my legs and my arms and this side of my body. It just seemed to chop it in half, and this had movement and tingliness and everything, whereas this side was fairly quiet. Now the red only indicates that it was a flat as well as thin structure that was cutting across my body. I've also got here that my hands were tingly. So tingly for me is movement. So if anything is moving right, it just moves all the time. And so as far as changing states or feeling anything, it's just a tingle. And that's where I get my movement from, tingling. But yeah, this to me is the net. This to me is the people and the arms and legs doing things, tingly things. Hitting the ball, that sort of stuff. Touch 3, we've got like, heavy, cast like, heavy like. I put in a broken arm as AOL. What I've got here in touch 3 is structure across eyes and head, thumb prick, owl. So as far as the structure across eyes, it's definitely the ladies with the glasses. I could feel the glasses. And or hats, even AOL, glasses, something. The thumb prick, I actually felt like a little pain in my thumb, and I put ouch. It was just like someone getting a needle and go poof, like hitting it really quickly and lightly, and it just felt like a little sting. I'm thinking it's the ball. Hey, they hit the ball, and that's what it feels like in the impression. As far as number 4, so we've got another touch impression there. Oh, 1, 2, 3. We've only got three touch impressions. So yeah. So as far as the things across the hands, feeling watches, feeling bracelets, feeling headbands. Feeling the structure of the net, feeling action, like movements and action. This one here, touch 3, I know that she is I'm looking at the picture with them lifting up the trophy. I'm just thinking that the trophy is the person with the white bikini top. So I'm thinking she's lifting it up with her right arm, left and right arm, they both are, and for some reason this part is feeling really heavy, really like it's an object of some kind. It says that it feels like it was a heavy cast. Well, trophies are cast and they're heavy as well. I'm just thinking that it might be that, but I'm not entirely sure, but definitely the glasses and all that got sensed. So that is the women's beach volleyball target for touch. JetPack. So this is why I chose JetPack as one of those good numbered ones. If we go to the picture, there's really only one picture for this, guys, on the target site. Everything else requires a plugin or something to watch the videos of this person. But there's heaps of other pictures out there with jetpacks. So you can fly to any, you can watch any of them to be able to gauge the sensations that the person is feeling. So, and on that note, let's go to touch one of JetPack. So, floaty legs, weightless legs, nervous legs, tingly legs, movement, activity, feel sensations in leg muscles. So the reason, now this is great because even though there's no pictures, the words come out. So as long as there's an element that describes what's happening, words, pictures, format, whatever. Floaty legs. This guy's in a jetpack. He's doing nothing with his legs. They're just hanging out from underneath the jetpack, flinging around, doing that sort of thing. Might be used for balance and smoothness of the ride and doing that sort of stuff. So I really love these words, and I think I got it bang on. Because that's exactly what I think they'll be doing as well. Touch 2, what have we got here? We've got pictures of my arms. So this is the form of my arms when I do my sessions. So you got my left arm, right arm. I've got something that's long, thin, strong, structure, support, left arm, this guy here. On my right arm, long, smooth, heavy structure, felt, man-made right arm. Now, if we look at the picture here, the guy uses these metal controls that go down the side, underneath his arms and down his forearms to where his hands are. So he can push the buttons and turn whatever. So that's exactly what these are, I believe. Touch 3, we've got picture of myself, of my main body. I've got it circled with my shoulders, my upper back, and I've got it with arrows pointing down. And the description is heavy weight on chest and arms, structural feelings, dense. I believe that is the jetpack that he's lumping over his back. You know, and yeah, so if I can feel the jetpack, I can feel the controls that he uses to control the jetpack, and I can feel the body state of his legs, of the most obvious things from the impression. So I really enjoyed this one because just describing what you feel can describe the picture in itself. I really enjoyed this one. But that, I believe, let's have a look at number 4. All right, there's touch 4. So here I've got my legs that are sitting down. I've got something that's chopped them off at the thigh and all the way down. Words are tingly, active, movement, action, felt legs getting hot, radiating energy. All right, so guys, I don't think that the legs are radiating energy. I think that legs are feeling the energy being radiated by this guy, this jetpack. And in the picture, it looks like that if it's pointing down, it's going to go past his legs. So, and I think my legs are feeling that as well. Getting hot, radiating energy. And that's, well, exercise running. No, it's not. Not if his legs are weightless. So yeah, that's JetPack, guys. And I really like that one as well. That one was a good impression for me, simply because it described the activity as he was doing it, and that really came through. I like those impressions that have some physical aspect and that I can feel it coming through. And that's JetPack. This guy here. So burning oil well. I'll show you the pictures that are coming up. So there's only really 3 pictures, and one of the picture of the oil well isn't there, so I'll chuck one of those up as well. But it looks like there's an oil well that's on fire. We've got guys running around spraying hoses at fires, trying to keep cool. That sort of thing, right? So, alright, so what have I actually pulled out from this bloody thing? Feet. So structure in my head, thick, flat, dense, around head, long and tall, high, very high. The reason it felt high is because the form, or the structure that was in my head, extended beyond my head. I felt like it was going even higher than what my head was doing. So that to me is like, okay, it's going up to the sky, it's going beyond my height, it must be in that direction, right? With the feet, structure, solid, hold, planted, low, ground. And I've got these blocks, these structural blocks or representations, then I've got them extended below my feet into the ground. So as far as the impression goes, it really was just like that. The form went above my head and the forms went below my feet. So as far as getting the high and short of things, I knew something was very planted in the ground, very like a massive structure, and it was very tall. When you have a look at the picture of the mine or the oil well itself, hey, that is what it is. Couldn't gleam anymore. I wish it could, but you know what? It's a learning journey, and it'll come. Detail will come. Touch 2. So I've drawn my legs, my feet down here, and I've drawn the blocks on my feet, the structural blocks. Now let's look at the detail. Various movements felt, tingling, feels like walking amongst building, milling around. So I've drawn these little dots to describe the milling around effect, and I drew like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots, and I've drawn their paths or actions that they've been taking, like they've been weaving around and that sort of thing. But I've pointed them towards my feet in amongst these structures, so it felt like things were moving around my feet while I was getting this impression, and that's why. Walking amongst building, milling around, all around my feet. So AOL, building busy with people. If you look at the picture, yeah, we didn't get the picture was burning. The building was burning, but there are people in the structure. Touch 3, feels like a long drop. From head to toe, feels like a long drop, structural distance felt. So I don't mean an outhouse where you dig a hole and you go toilet in it. I actually mean it was a long drop. So I tried to collect the distance from how tall was this thing? How tall is it? So I tried to gauge the distance between my head, and the structure of the feet. Not my head to my feet, but the form structures in my head to the form structures in my feet. And yeah, that's what I got. It felt enormous, like it was massive. It's not like, so if I was sitting here and I were to try and gauge distance from my real head to my real feet, I would picture it being that much of like a particular distance. But when you try and do it to the target, it just feels like you've got your head, you got your feet, and there's this enormous distance in between, and like not like from head to feet, but like massive. It feels like it's a football field in between. You know, that's the comparison between what I think now compared to what I think the distance is on the target. What's the distance now compared to the distance of the target? Anyway, so that was I was trying to get with this impression, trying to detail how tall the thing was. Hey, it's tall. It's okay. It's all right. I got it. And the reason I like this impression is simply for the fact that I was starting to feel detail of little things around my feet. I'd never felt things milling around my feet when it was a structure or anything really. So feeling details and things that are moving while you're getting impressions is pretty cool. Getting static blocks saying, oh yeah, that's tall, that's in the ground, that's pretty simple. You know, there's nothing too complicated about that. It's just, it extends high, it extends low. But this one, you feel the structures and then you feel things running around amongst it. Now that's cool. And that's why I like this one too, because that was the first time I felt things, I suppose, felt insects around your feet, but you knew they weren't insects, they were impressions or tingly impressions around your feet. Anyway, that's oil well burning, oil well fire. And the last one that I've got set up for you guys is hot springs. Okay, so let's look at hot springs. I'll bring up the pictures. There's really only one picture for this, guys, and it's the lady, and she's enjoying the hot spring, and I am so jealous. I wish I had that hot spring. And it's even titled, I wish. All right, so let's get with the touch and sensations. So, touch one. The first impressions that came out of the block was, this is a picture of my body with my arms in front of me on the desk, and that's my other arm with my pen in it, because I'm a lefty. Arms feel weightless, floating, light. Also, chest feels similar. Sensation felt. AOL. So I AOL'd this picture because this picture is of a person inside it, like a tube floating on water. And I wanted to give the understanding that it was a tube, like a flotation device or something. And it felt exactly like that. Like you had a flotation device, you can feel the pressure under your arms, trying to keep you afloat. You know, you're laying your weight on it and you're floating around and that sort of stuff. And that's what I felt in this one. I felt my chest was floating, my arms were floating, and all that was being held up. Touch two. And if you look at the chick, she's looking great. She's floating. I love it. I'm jealous. Touch two. Arms feel exposed on the inside. Cool inside. Flow, exposed surface inside. Feet tops feel similar and up. Calf muscles a little bit. So what have we got here? Feet tops are similar and calf muscles a little bit. Okay, so this impression touch 2 is actually of the cave structure. The reason why it's got cool and I've written inside is because everything is inside the cave. The example I give is if I am if the cave is the target and I'm feeling it, the air is hitting the inside of the walls of the cave. If my arms are the structures and I can feel air on the inside of my arms, I believe I am looking inside something, inside a room, inside a container, inside a surrounding. That's inside. And that's how I find out most of the time, is because if the cold air was on the outside, I knew that I'd be looking at something where the air is exposing the target on the outside of that target rather than the inside of that target. So exposure inside the target means we're looking inside. We're inside something. Touch 3. What have we got? We've got a whole body that is blocked up, that just feels structural and blocky. Oh, that's the cave. I definitely think that's the cave. Blocky, structural, legs, arms, all over man-made construction. So could it be man-made construction? I think someone has just chiseled this cave out or made it bigger or whatever. It doesn't look too natural. But you know what? It's blocky, it's structural, and it fits my current meaning of that picture as well. Blocky, structural, arms all over. It just means that I'm feeling the cave. I don't know why it didn't really expose me to like an empty space within that blockiness structure, but It's all right. I'll get there eventually. Maybe it's the detail. You're just not getting the detail, but you get the main things in your sessions when you're a beginner. Anyway, that's my excuse. 1, 2, 3. I don't think there's anything else. So that is the hot spring. All right, guys. That's my top 5. Top 5 touch impressions from my sessions. Hope you like them. They're very on the nose. Some of them a bit, takes a bit of understanding to see that they are related to that target. But some of them, it's all about progressiveness and progressing and improving. And you will get, I believe I will get detail as I go through this whole process. And I am getting detail coming through. It just takes a lot of practice to get this done. Anyway, guys, have a good one. I hope you enjoy these 5 touch targets. And any comments, let me know. Otherwise, I shall get on to the other ones. All right, have a good one. See you later.